companies are actually literally moving to the state of Connecticut as they're recognizing that we're developing the critical mass of not just companies, but also of trained personnel. They want to be here to hire and to utilize. I think that's an exciting proposition for a young person, knowing that they can easily get access to a company that they could work at and utilize these types of skills, wherein there are lots of companies that you would not be able to.
According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, there is a great need for web developers, projected at a 15.1% growth by 2026.
My name is Carlota Charles, and I am a UX/UI designer at Cigna. They have a partnership at UConn stores with Cigna, and Cigna has a really cool rotational program in their IT organization. Junior year of college, they reached out during their recruiting season and asked the director of the digital media and design program if there were students that they would recommend for an interview. And so one of my teachers recommended me for it. It was a cool experience because I was working for a really big company, but I was also going to school. They called me and they extended the full-time offer, so I knew going into my senior year that I was going to have a full-time job with Cigna. So in high school I was interested in creative things, but not in like the sense of doing like drawing and painting and sort of. So I kind of sticked to technology, and I was in a program called the Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. We took digital science and then a technology class. I knew I couldn't just study art because I don't think I would have been really successful in just art. And so at the time UConn made the major of the digital media and design, and I came to UConn Stamford. They had a web design concentration. So that's when I took Web Design 1. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with web design, but I knew that it was probably where it was best for me. So in college I did have to take a lot of front-end development classes. That's kind of where I have to learn HTML and like CSS and JavaScript. Taking that and being able to understand how the code is written, but then also being able to design is something that I think a lot of companies are looking for, because if you just know how to design, when you work with a developer, you can't really communicate exactly like how you want it, and also you might be making a design that could be very hard to code in a certain amount of time span. So having that background knowledge in coding and pairing it with design is really important. There's a lot of components with web design. You have to think about accessibility, you have to think about color contrast. It's super creative because there's a lot of problems that you have to like tackle in order to make a good design and to make it so that people, one, know how to use your website, but also make it visually, aesthetically pleasing.
There are offices in companies that one would not ordinarily expect would utilize folks that have these types of skill sets. Things like HR, things like distribution. People are wanting to be a lot more self-sufficient and in-source rather than outsource these types of services. It's a savings to the company, it makes them more efficient, and unbeknownst to a lot of folks that possess these skills, they're looking for you at these places.